Hello and welcome to my channel. Today we're talking about supplements. Do you need supplements? What supplements do you need? What supplements are best? My name is Jessica Wolf. I have been on the keto journey for 10 years, and as of July 1st I switched to carnivore. And I'm always worried about nutrition and am I getting the supplements that I need? Am I eating enough? So one of the things that I have found during my transition from keto to ketovore, back to keto and keto friendly foods, my needs have changed. And now on carnivore, my needs have changed even more. So I have some supplements. I have a whole container here of supplements I used to take almost on a daily basis, sometimes multiple times a day. And I use them to help with my transition to keto, or if I was struggling during certain times, or if I wasn't eating enough foods. So for example, one of the types of food supplements that I loved was beef liver. I loved having beef liver. I found I needed it for quite a while to help support my liver. And let's see, some of the other strange ones I remember, grass-fed intestines was another one from Ancestral Supplements. I was looking into supplements and high quality supplements. I highly suggest Ancestral Supplements if they have the supplements that you need. Now, how do you know if you need them or not? That is the big question, because I found out as I was switching to carnivore, I needed less and less supplements. And depending on my fast, if I was fasting longer periods of time, my needs on what supplements I needed changed as well. So one of the ways, or if the way, I was able to test myself, and I can do this in the store. I've done this in the store where I ask you, when you see two different supplement bottles and they look like the same thing, they might have the exact same ingredients, and the few ingredients might be switched around. Sometimes my body reacts differently to one than the other. So I'm going to show you what I've done. I'll walk through it, where I've done this in the store to determine, is this a supplement that I need? And this is also what I've done each morning over the past several years, just to test my supplements to see, do I need these each morning? Are there some supplements that I need multiple times a day? And over this period, I've needed less and less. So as I've switched to carnivore, I have needed less supplements. I've needed these ones here. They all happen to be keto chow supplements. So my daily minerals, which I have a small bottle so I can take with me, so I can put the drops. It's all liquid drops, no flavoring, all clean ingredients. That's what I love about them. I have electrolytes. I also have a different type of electrolyte. If I don't want to take the liquid, I have a powder that I get from a different company. And then I have fasting drops. If I'm doing a water fast, this has the extra sodium and magnesium to help me power through those water fasts. And then I also have magnesium if I need extra magnesium for sleeping, if I'm restless or sore muscles. This has been great. These magnesium. It does not taste great. Actually, it tastes horrible. I need to wash it down with water. Sip it through a straw. Water it down, sip it through a straw quickly, and then I'm just gonna tell it. There's no flavoring, and it is just pure minerals, magnesium. It doesn't have any fillers, doesn't have any sweeteners, so it doesn't taste good. I'll just tell you, it's not horrible, but don't think it's going to be tasty. I need to wash it down with something. I usually 8 ounces of water. All right, so what I do in order to test if I need a supplement or not, I'm going to stand to the side so you can see what I'm talking about. I take the supplement, I bring it up to my chest, close my eyes, take a deep breath, and if I fall towards it, I think of it as that's my body saying, I want it, I want it, I want it. And if I start leaning back away from it, that is my body telling me, no, no thank you, don't need it, don't want it. So I almost always need the daily supplement. So I'm just going to test this. I'll use a small bottle to begin with. Doesn't matter what size. It'll just, your body will tell you if you need it or not. That's why I love, our body is so smart and designed so wonderfully. It'll tell us what we need. Close my eyes, put it towards me, up to my chest, and I lean forward. Okay, so I don't know if you saw that. I could feel myself leaning forward. So that was my body saying, yes, I need more, which I put a few drops in pretty much every single glass of water. All right, now the electrolytes, I've already had electrolytes this morning, so we'll see if I need more. All right, there, perfect. That was my body saying, no, I don't need it. I was going away from it, so I don't need it. All right, so I'll use the magnesium. Again, don't need it. It's just good. The fasting drops I shouldn't need. Okay, yes, I did not need it. Now, I have done this with all of these in the past. And I've had many times where I would test myself 3 times a day, and I would need certain things multiple times a day. So, zinc, myoscience, zinc. I have these for my kids. I don't need it. Okay, so there are different times if I'm not feeling well, or I'm under the weather, or if I think I'm coming down with a cold, I will test my vitamin C. I have vitamin C, I have zinc, I have the liver, pancreas, intestines, I have fish oils, omega-3s. I will test all of these at different times. Mainly right now, if I'm feeling sick, I go towards these versus any medicines. But I just wanted to point out, several years ago, I was going through all these. Actually, not even several years ago, really 6 months ago, I was going through a lot of these. And I started using, I found out when I was fasting and following the protocols in Mindy Pell's book, Fast Like a Girl. During different parts of my cycle and different types of fast I was doing, I had different vitamins I needed to help support myself through my fast. Now, I kept testing these when I went carnivore as of July 1st. And since going carnivore, I haven't really needed those supplements. The only things that I've been keeping out are my daily minerals from Keto Chow, my electrolytes from Keto Chow, and then I've kept my fasting drops. I think there was one day where I used the fasting drops because I either needed extra sodium or magnesium, and it might have been one of the days I was doing a sardine challenge and went quite a while before I had my sardines because I was really trying to avoid the sardines. And I'm trying to think, I don't know if I've even had the magnesium, but I've been sleeping pretty well. but I have it out because magnesium isn't something that I was using on a daily basis anyway. It was more, I would usually use the magnesium if I was trying to sleep and after half an hour I couldn't sleep. I would come out in the kitchen and grab some magnesium. And then I knew within half an hour, I was usually able to sleep with this stuff. Like, this worked better than any melatonin that I tried. Melatonin seemed to be a hit or miss. Again, that's something I would muscle test. And there were times I would muscle test it and say no, and I wouldn't listen and I'd take it anyway. And then I had some really weird dreams and couldn't sleep. So I've done that a few times where I didn't listen, and you think after once or twice I would learn my lesson, and if my body is saying no, don't want it, I wouldn't take it. I was struggling and I wanted to, and the melatonin was easier to get down than this magnesium. So I was sitting there going off of what I wanted versus what my body was saying. And listen to your body. I can't stress that enough. Listen to your body. Your body will tell you what you need. And that's why once I found this method of muscle testing, it really helped me when I'm going grocery shopping or I'm at a health store or I'm looking through supplements. You can do this with food as well. If your body needs, you put food on a plate and hold it up to you, like, does your body want it or does it not want it? Do that with different foods. I had a week or two where I did that, where I'm like, I'm gonna muscle test and see what I need. And as badly as I wanted soda, I would put soda up to my chest and be like, please let me have this. And it's like, no. And that was my clue. I had a few times where I had once in a week where my body's like, yes. I'm like, okay, there's something in the soda that it wanted. But I've done that experiment where I only eat what, if I muscle test and the muscle test says, yes, I want it. Those are the only foods that I eat. And there were times I'm like, okay, yeah, it wants eggs. Yes, it wants this, it wants that. But I don't want to eat that. And I was throwing around trying to muscle test different things. Like, can I have this? Can I have this? That was an interesting week. I might do another one of those weeks. Might do one of those with my girls coming up and see how that goes. But that is a fun experiment to see, is what you have in your hands, or you can put it on a plate and hold the plate up to you, close your eyes. Is it something your body wants or not? And I've been doing that with vitamins really for the last couple of years, any types of supplements. And what I found, there's times you're ordering stuff online and you don't know if your body wants it or not. And I've had times I make sure that they are able to be returned if they're unopened, because this way I don't even have to try them to know if it works or not. I've had times where I've ordered supplements, I'm not opening them, all I am is holding it up to my chest, and I'll test it for a few days. And each time I put it up, every time I put it up to my chest and close my eyes, if I'm pulling back, I've had times where I've looked at the ingredients and there's some type of, there's usually some type of flour or tapioca or something in it, and I compare it to another supplement that's supposed to be the same thing, right? I'm comparing things that are similar. The ingredients are slightly different. And I'm like, okay, there must be this one ingredient must not agree with me. Contact the company, let them know I ordered this supplement. I am not reacting. I haven't opened it, but I've done a muscle test. And every time I do the muscle test, my body does not want it. And I've compared this with other brands, and the one ingredient that's different is this ingredient, I'll let them know what ingredients are in their supplement that are different than the other ones that I'm testing, and just say, your supplements don't agree with me when I'm doing this muscle test. My body does not want them. It wants these other ones. And the only thing I can think of is these extra ingredients it does not want or it does not agree with. And I ask for a return. And I have not had an issue returning any supplements, especially when they're unopened, after giving that explanation. So far, every single company I have ever ordered for, but I do make sure that they will take returns if the bottles aren't opened before I order them, but I haven't had any issues. And I figure I'm giving constructive feedback, letting them know this isn't working for my body. If I'm muscle testing, and I can muscle test multiple products and say, every time I muscle tested this for the last 3 days or the last week, my body hasn't wanted this product, but it has wanted this product. And the only differences I'm able to see is these ingredients, or these ingredients are flipped or in a different order. So there is something with the other ingredient and the other company that my body wants that it doesn't want with yours. So that is what I've done for as far as supplements and how I've tested, do I really need it? Otherwise, we are spending so much money on supplements, because I can tell you, none of these supplements are cheap. If I'm getting any of these supplements from ancestral supplements, I love these supplements. I have been able to feel a difference. There's so many times that, especially when I first got them, it's like my body wanted them. But as I got used to them and they were helping and healing, I didn't need as many of them, especially as I was paying more attention to what foods I was putting in my body. So that is another key. Like, I can spend more money on food if I'm not having as many supplements. And there's been times I'll have the supplements once or twice a week versus taking the recommended dosage every day. Because, for example, I think this is one that has quite a few. Serving size 4 to 6 capsules in a serving. Like, well, so with these supplements, it's suggested to start with a lower number to ease your body into it. Otherwise, it could be a huge shock for your body. So when it says the serving size is 4 to 6, I would do 2 in the morning, and then I would muscle test at noon to see if I needed any more. And if I did, I would take another 2. Then I would muscle test in the evening to see if I needed any more. And that's how I was testing my body, to see how often I needed it. And anytime I got new supplements, I would track that. How many did I take? Because if it said 2 daily, okay, I'd take 1 in the morning. Then I would test at noon, and then I would test again in the evening, because your body is going to need different things at different times of the day. And sometimes it depends on what you're eating, depending on what it needs. So I still have these, because my daughters will still go through and muscle test, and they're more on keto versus carnivore, but they're noticing I'm not having nearly as many supplements. Actually, all of this is liquid, so it's really nice and easy just to put in my water versus all the pills. I felt like I was swallowing pills all the time at different points. And maybe you're feeling that same way, and you're wondering, do I really need this? Is this helping me? So this is one way that you can determine, is this helping me? Are these supplements like working for me? Is it working with my body? And I've done it. I've questioned different times. I've got medications. I've questioned medications with different doctors, and especially once I found out how this works with supplements, I did the same thing with medications. And I'll muscle test something at the pharmacy, and like, this isn't agreeing with me. If I'm prescribed it, it should help me, and my body should want it. So if my body is saying no, and I put it up to me and it's saying no, why is my body wanting to reject it? Is it something that I really need? Or is there something else missing? Is there something else wrong? So you have to be the advocate for yourself and your health. So I wanted to share this because this is something that so many people I know, my friends, did not know about. And there are many times I have to keep reminding them about this and this muscle testing, and they're like, oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, I remember you saying something about that. Like, yes, but if you don't practice it, you won't remember either. So I wanted to share this with you because if you're on this keto or carnivore journey, I know you will hear, because I remember I heard so many different times, this is great for you, this is great for you. Or you hear, here's a keto sauce, or here's a keto this, here's a keto that, because food companies are trying to market to us. They know so many people have switched to keto, and 10 years ago, there were no keto foods. So I had to get to the point a few years ago where I told people I was a whole foods keto, so they weren't making keto meals, adding keto, ingredients. I don't even want to say keto ingredients because there's so many different substitutes that are going off of net carbs versus total carbs, and following net carbs can get you in trouble if you're looking at sauces and dips and crackers, and that stuff can get you in trouble. If you're doing net carbs, you should be eating whole foods. That's why it's so much easier staying on track if you're tracking total carbs. So that is my recommendation, is tracking total carbs if you're on a keto, ketovore, carnivore journey. So that's all I'm going to say about that for now. So if you can do this muscle testing with supplements, you can do it with food, you can do it with those items in the store. Are you going to react to something or not? Close your eyes, put it up to your chest. Do you fall forward where your body says, yes, I want it? Or do you fall back where it's like, no, thank you? You may get a few weird looks if you're at a nutritional store and you're doing this to several different products. But if someone is working there, they might come over and ask you what you're doing. I've had that happen before. They come over and ask you what you're doing, and I tell them I'm doing a muscle test to test which product is better. Then I'm comparing them to see what one my body wants or what one my body doesn't want. And most people are interested, especially if they're working at a health food store. At a few people, mostly teenagers that didn't care, but most people are interested because they get asked so many questions. So if they can help provide something like that to one of their customers, they just added that extra value. So I have no problem. Share this with people. Might think you're crazy at first, but if they really want to know if they need something, if they're buying, if you're going to be spending, let's say you buy a thing of supplements for 30 days and it costs $50. If you need it, it's worth it. But if it's something you don't need and you're just taking and it's going right through you and your body isn't absorbing it, why are you spending that money? You could be saving that. So I look at it as it's a way of healing yourself, paying attention to what your needs are, depending on what foods you're eating, and it does save you money. So if you found this video interesting, please make sure you like it, share it with someone who you know loves supplements. If you know someone who loves supplements and buys every supplement that they can think of, share this video with them. Have that so they can test to see all these supplements that they're buying. Is it something that they really need? Also, have them track it at different times of the month to see, are their needs the same throughout the month, especially us women with our hormones and changes as hormones. Your needs of supplements change. I've tracked that. I've noticed that while I was tracking what my needs were. But again, going carnivore, I haven't had all those. So it's really balanced my hormones, where my nutrition, I'm getting the nutrition I need off of the challenges that I've been doing since the first. So I'm curious to see if that continues. So again, like this video, share it with those that are supplement junkies, that are always out buying supplements. I can save someone, if there's buying supplements on a regular basis that they don't need, I just saved them a couple $100, right? I probably thousands of dollars a year just by testing those supplements to see, is it something that you need every day, or is it just something you need at certain times? So share it, subscribe so you're notified and you can get my updates as I'm going through this journey and different tips that I'm sharing with you on your keto, ketovore, or carnivore journey.